at checking inequalities today. To get us started, what I want you to do is, notice first of all the directions say, for each of the following, solve, graph, and check. Well, the first two parts of that we did on Friday, the solving and graphing. So with your partner right now, let's review that. I want you and your partner to solve and graph number one, and then we'll pick up from there and talk about the check. So, all right, what was the first thing that you did when you went to solve this with your partner, Mikey?
I added 8.
Okay, and when you add 8 to both sides of this inequality, you should arrive at negative 4x is greater than negative 32. Negative 40 plus 8 is negative 32. All right, and now we need to isolate x. What's your next step after this?
Negative 4x and negative 32 over negative 4.
Okay, divide both by negative 4. We get x. When we divide by negative 4, Mary? Got to reverse the inequality. It becomes less than what, Mary? 8. All right, so then you go ahead and graph that on your number line. What kind of circle should I put on 8, Jack?
Open.
Open. How come?
Because it is not equal to, it cannot be equal to a.
Yep, everything less than that. So which side do I shade, Jack?
The left side.
Left side. Means our solution set are all of the numbers less than 8. Okay. Any problems with that, Erna?
I don't get why you would change it to like being less than.
Yeah, you missed that lesson on Friday, and we talked about if negative 4x is on this side of the number line, on the left side of the number line, when you go to find out x, or positive 4x, it's on the opposite side of the number line, which causes the inequality to be the reverse of what it is. So when you go back and go through that lesson, you'll see that part. That was kind of like the big thing in the lesson. Okay? All right. Yes, Logan?
Why did you scribble on that side?
Because this says less than, all values less than 8. These are all of the numbers less than 8.
Oh.
You got your inequalities mixed up, or did you forget to reverse the sign?
No, I get it. I get it now.
All right. Now, what's new today is the check. You know how when we solve equations, we could do a written check to see if our solution was correct? What do you think we can do here to check if our solution set for the inequalities is correct? Yes? What do you think, Caitlin?
Replace x with 8.
Is 8 a solution to this inequality? Right, so what could I try, Caitlin? Well, 8's not below 8, so we need to pick a number below 8.
Oh, 7.
7. You could pick 7, you could pick 6, you could pick 5, you could try any of those numbers. My little piece of advice, so to check it, try any number less than 8, because they all should work. But here's some advice as somebody who's done this for a long time and always likes to make my life easier if possible. I can pick any number less than 8. I'm going to pick the one that's going to make the math easiest for me. 1. Actually, 1 might not be too bad, but there's something that's even better than 1.
0.
0.
Yeah.
0 makes it really nice. So if you can try 0, it doesn't hurt. Will?
Can you use negative numbers?
You could. Because they're all less than 8, right? Liam?
Why would it have to be less than 8?
Because.
Well, we solved the inequality. Did you understand us solving the inequality?
Yeah.
Okay, did you understand we divide it by a negative?
Yeah.
And when you divide by a negative, you got to reverse the inequality. Did you skip that? Okay, and then you see that they're all the ones less than 8. Okay, so I recommend you try 0 if you can, because it's easiest. So that's what we're going to try. Replace x with 0 to check it, because 0 should be part of the solution set. And then just simplify. Remember, when you check, you just simplify. So what do you do to simplify here on the left side? What can we do, Mary? Okay, negative 4 times 0 is 0. And 0 minus 8, we're trying to find out if that's less than negative, or greater than negative 40. what 0 minus 8 will?
0 minus 8 negative 8.
So is negative 8 greater than negative 40? Now be careful, you got to think about negative numbers, right? Is negative 8 greater than negative 40?
Yes.
Yes, it is. The bigger the negative number, the smaller it is. That checks, it tells us our inequality, we solved it and graphed it correctly, we have the right side of it shaded. Girl?
Wouldn't negative 4 times 0 mean negative 0?
No, there is no negative 0, right? 0 is just 0. All right.
0.
Moving on. Number 2. We got 3m plus 16 is greater than or equal to negative 11. Listen to my instructions. I want you and your partner to solve, graph, and then pick a value together to check. Let's see if you can do this on your own while I walk around. Okay, what is the first thing that you did to both sides of the inequality, Liam?
I added negative 16.
Okay, so if you add a negative 16, you got to use both sides of the inequality to keep it true. When Liam simplifies, what will it simplify to, Robbie?
So simplify to 3m is equal to negative 10.
Is greater than?
And equals to negative 10.
Good. And what do we do to solve that inequality, Michael?
We divide by 3.
Divide by 3. And what do we get as our solution set, Mikey?
M is greater than or less, or greater than or equal to negative 9.
Good. Graph it. Be very careful when you graph the negative numbers. Negative 8 goes on this side. Negative 10 goes on that side. What kind of circle do I put on negative 9 in this problem? Anna? Closed because why?
It might be equal to 4.
Yep, because it includes it when it says greater than or equal to. Which side do I shade to? Which of the numbers are greater than or equal to negative 9? Jack?
To the right.
To the right, up the number line. And then you can check it. Most of you realized 0 was in the solution set and checked m equal to 0 because it's in the set, it should make it true. You get 3 times 0 plus 16. We want to know, is that truly greater than or equal to negative 11? 3 times 0 is 0 plus 16. 16 is greater than or equal to negative 11. It checks. When you go to do these, if you forget to reverse the symbol or anything, this check will help you catch it. Okay, that'll help you catch it. Yes, Logan?
Is it true that say the greater and less than arrows on number 2 it points to the right, so you squiggle to the right? Is that on every problem? So then on number 1 the greater or less than arrow points to the left, so you squiggle to the left?
Oh, I guess I see what you're saying. Yeah, if the variable is on the left side, the greater than or equal to symbol, the arrow, the tip of the greater than symbol does point to the numbers on the number line that are greater than. Yeah, because up the number line is greater. And same thing down here is what Logan's saying, x is less than 8. The tip of the less than symbol is pointing in the direction of the numbers that are less than on the number
So
line.
if the variable is on the other side, you just do it opposite?
Yeah, but you should really stop and be thinking about the meaning
Yeah.
behind it. Yeah. Daryl?
Now, I still got the same answer for the check, but I divided 16 by 16 at, like, negative 11. That's,
Should remember the 16 is a constant. To get rid of it, you gotta add the opposite to both sides. Sometimes you make a mistake and it coincidentally still works out for you. Okay. All right, so you got to eliminate the constant of 16 first. Okay, I have 2 more examples here that I wanted to hit quick. So let's bust through these together. Number 3 is 12 minus 2x is greater than or equal to negative 32. All right, so what's the first thing that you would do to solve this one? First thing, Luke?
Choose the subtraction and division.
Okay, lots of kids like to do that so they don't mess up their sign, and that is perfectly fine. Okay, what's your first step in solving, Vaishu?
You eliminate 12.
Good, and how can we do that?
12 plus negative 12.
Okay? Negative 12 to both sides. What does my inequality simplify to then? What's it simplify to? Mikey?
It would simplify to, negative 2x is greater than or less, or greater than or equal to, negative 44.
Good. Okay, what else do I have to do now? What next, Robbie?
You have to, now you would have to divide by negative 2, so you would switch the inequality.
Good. So it ends up being x is less than or equal to 22. Any questions? Okay, you would have to do your quick graph with your number line. 22 goes in the middle. Make sure you're putting your numbers on here in the correct order. Think about that. What kind of circle should we put on 22? What kind of circle should we put there? Caitlin?
Closed circle.
Closed circle, because this is greater than, less than, or equal to, so it includes 22. Which way do we shade, Logan?
To the right. No, to the left.
To the left, towards 21. Includes all those numbers. Okay, we're a little short on time. What is a value you could pick to test in here? What's a value you could test, Jack?
0.
You can test 0 because it's still in the solution set, and it would in fact work. All right? But we're going to speed ahead and look at number 4 quick before we wrap up. 37 minus y is less than 24. What would you like me to do first in this inequality? What do you think, Erna? This is positive here, so you should add what you said the first time, which is, yep, negative 37. Careful with your signs. If you need to, change it to plus negative 1y. We're going to add the negative 37 to get rid of the positive. What does the left side of the inequality simplify to? Left side simplify to, Liam?
Negative 1.
Yeah, and we also read that as the opposite of y is less than 24 plus negative 37. What's that, Michael?
Negative 13.
Very good, negative 13. How do we solve this for just y? We've got the opposite of y here. Robbie?
You divide by the opposite of y.
What's the coefficient, Robbie? That you can't.
1.
Negative 1, right? So what should we divide by?
Negative 1.
Yep, divide both sides by a negative 1. We divided by negative 1. Aaron, do you know what we need to do? Yep, and the symbol, since we divided by a negative, has to reverse, and now it's y is greater than 13. All right, now wait. Graph this. I picked this example for a specific reason. What kind of circle do I put on 13, Mikey? Opened, and it's the numbers greater than it, so it's going up the number line. Can I check 0 this time? Why can't I, Jack?
Because 0 is not greater than 13.
Right, I gotta pick a number that's in the solution set. What's a number I could use? All right, Logan says 20. So let's try y, try y equals 20. Into the original inequality, remember, 37 minus 20, is it less than 24? What is 37 minus 20, Daryl?
17.
Is 17 less than 24, Daryl?
It is.
So good to go, it checks. I picked that example so you don't always put in 0. Think about your solution set.